Welcome to Market Street Radio.
All right, so welcome to this episode of Market Street Radio. And today I have Michael Schindewolf from Ratlum Mountain Woodcraft. How you doing, Michael?
Good, how are you?
Thanks for coming and doing this today.
Thank you, it's a pleasure being here.
So yeah, we've got a few questions that I figured we'd ask you, and we'll talk about your product and all the things that make you unique. First thing we'll start is, what made you start Ratlum Mountain?
I've always been interested in woodcraft, working with wood and different things, and at one point I wanted to do pens because I just wanted to see what it was like to make a pen. Started making pens and people really liked them. I gave them away as gifts to family and friends, and then it caught on and someone said, hey, you ought to sell these. Talked to a friend of mine that ran a festival over in Manchester, and this was in June and in April, and it was in August. He said, yeah, why don't you sell some? So not without really realizing what went into it, I said, sure, okay. And then I realized I had to put together a whole company and get an inventory like that, yeah. In 3 months.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. So what do you say, your specialty is pens?
Yeah, that's my primary focus.
And then you do have other woodworking things that you end up doing. Yeah. So what is it that makes your products unique?
I like to believe it's because when I put my heart and soul into what I make, no matter how many of them I make, I try to make sure that I match up the wood or the acrylic that I'm using with the product that I'm using, or with the kit, to make it interesting, to make it pop. And one of the unique things not exactly unique, but one of the things I do that not a lot of pen makers do is I use a friction polish instead of a CA glue as a finish.
Okay.
The CA glue, while that provides a very shiny finish, it insulates you from the actual wood.
Oh, okay.
So, whereas this friction polish, you can still feel the wood to it. There's other pros and cons, and if you ever go on the ever go on Facebook and look at the threads, and like people will go back and forth on it. But personally, I like the feel of the actual wood there, and I feel that if you're buying a unique product, a wood pen, you want to be able to feel the wood, know that it's wood, and not feel like it's plastic.
It's plastic, yeah.
Right.
Now you do acrylic and plastic models as well?
Yes.
So do you start with acrylic, or do you actually use like epoxy and make blocks and then turn that?
That's my next step.
Okay.
I buy the blanks, they call the blanks for the pieces of wood or acrylics, and then so my process would be determining what product I'm building and then matching the acrylic or the wood to what I want to make. Prepping the blank by putting the hole into it and then inserting the tubes for the mechanisms. Then mounting it on the lathe and turning it. That's the part I like the best. Put it on the lathe and then turn it down to the size I want. Turning is one of the things I enjoy the best out of the whole process of it, because it's very therapeutic seeing the wood fly off and then shaping it the way you want. Although a lot of times it's actually the wood that shapes the way it wants to go, not necessarily you. I mean, you kind of follow what the wood wants.
So what about the mechanisms? Is there like specific kinds you use, or is there different for different price point pens?
Different for different price point pens. I carry everything from what they call the slim line, all the way up to high-end fountain pens.
Oh, okay.
So the price range, and a lot of people look at handmade pens and think, wow, that's going to be really expensive. But I do have a number of very quality pens that are around $30.
Okay.
I do have pens that are over $200. Those are the fountain pens, and the material that they're made out of is much higher quality.
So what types of woods do you use typically?
Typically, that's the other thing I think that sets me apart from some of the other wood makers or pen makers that I know in the area, is I do use as many exotic woods as I can.
Okay. Such as?
African Paddock.
Yep.
I've used koa wood before from Hawaii, And that's an example of how I like to match up a pen with the wood. I have a kit that has turtles on it, so I use that with koa wood for that.
Oh, cool.
So it kind of tells a story.
Now, most of the woods that do you finish them with stain or color them, or do you just leave them natural wood?
Just natural wood.
The natural wood and then polish them?
Yep.
Now, what types of materials do you use if you're going non-wood? Like
non-wood is just it's a polish. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but it's just a polish that I kind of like. I found at a local wood store in the area that just polishes up the acrylic really well.
Oh, cool.
So,
and so a typical pen, how long does that normally take you to make?
Typical pen, if I'm not making them in batches, if I'm just one off, it can take an hour and a half.
Oh, really? Okay.
An hour and a half. That's continuous time.
Yep.
But when you insert the tubes into the wood, they need to be glued in, so they have to sit for a while. So
you prep a few ahead of time?
Prep a few, yeah.
Yeah. And then can you take them apart, like if something got messed up during the turning process, or that's it, you throw everything out and start over?
There are ways that I can do that, and what can happen is when you're turning the wood can kind of chip or lose a piece of blow off, and then I'll have to just take it right down to the tube, the brass tube, and then redo it.
Okay. Now, do you do custom work too for people?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Right now I don't have a catalog out there. I'm working on that. But if they see anything here that they like, but they want to see in a different color or a different wood, they can contact me through my Facebook Messenger or my email, and I can work with them to get what they want.
So do you do personalization too? Like, can you laser names? So you have a laser, you can do that as well?
Yep. I can put the names on it. For myself, when I was giving out gifts, my daughter, when she graduated, I made up a set of a pen and pencil set and put down the year she graduated.
Oh, that's cool. So, now, do you have custom boxes too that you can do as well, like gift boxes, that type of thing?
I do. I have gift boxes. Currently, they are boxes that I get through wholesalers, but yep. I do have custom stands though.
Yep.
Another popular one is I can get my hands on pieces from the Yankee Stadium and from Fenway Park, and other stadiums also. Like I've got some from Shea Stadium and from Lambeau Field, and I can make those into pens.
So wood pieces, like from the old benches and stuff?
From the old benches,
wow,
yeah.
That's cool.
So in fact, I have a customer that contacted me that wanted a Boston Red Sox or a Fenway pen. I make custom stands for that. So they come with a certificate of authenticity, and it has a place for the card to sit and the pen to sit in front of it.
Oh, that's really cool. Now, what would something like that cost?
I'm charging $25 for the stand. So, and then the pen I think goes for. Actually, I don't want to say because I'm not sure offhand, but
it wouldn't be a $30 pen.
You know,
it
wouldn't be.
That'd be something that would be a good gift.
Between $70 and $80.
Oh, okay. Well, that's still not bad.
You're looking at the pen that I use is the kit that I use is a rubbed oil brass, and then the wood is also more expensive because it's specialized.
Okay.
So,
can you show us a piece that you're like particularly proud of? Is there something you have here that?
It's hard to say. Each pen has something tells me something.
I know they're all so unique. Yeah.
And when I do it, you usually remember something to it. Believe it or not, this pen right here, and this is kind of something that I also do. This pen, it's like a $30 pen, but this pen was made up for a individual that I knew that passed away from childhood heart disease.
Oh, wow.
So I made up a couple of these and donated it to the scholarship fund that they were making up.
Oh, that's very cool.
So this kind of just, it has a special.
What material is it?
It's acrylic.
Okay.
This is just acrylic, but it was her favorite colors.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I made it with those colors. But so it kind of holds a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
And I hadn't put it up for sale for quite a long time. It's been a couple of years, and I finally said I should just
get a part with it.
let it go.
Yeah. Yeah,
let
that's
someone
very
else enjoy
cool.
it.
So tell me about some other stuff that you make besides pens.
One of the things that I'm fairly proud about is my drink caddy, or beer caddy, if you will. It's fairly unique. One of my daughter had bought me one of the standard beer caddies you have. It just has a place to put the bottles in, and every time you walked around, they rattled and shaked. And so I came up with this design. It's my own design, where this will fit in a bottle or the new larger craft beer cans, nitro cans, and they won't shake together. They'll stay apart.
Oh, cool.
And if you have a bottle, it has a bottle opener along with it also. And I also engrave interesting things on the other side for bout beer and stuff like that.
So you have a CNC machine, or you do that with by hand?
Laser engraver.
Oh, laser engraver. Okay.
Laser engraver on that.
Very cool.
So.
Yeah, and those are really nice. You have a couple of them, different finishes too.
Different finishes. Most of these are made out of, these are all made out of poplar. It's a little bit stronger than pine, and not quite as expensive as like oak or maple.
Okay.
But if someone wants something made out of oak or maple, I can work with them on that.
Well, you have a lot of interesting things that you make here. So besides the pens, people come by your space all the time, and you see them browsing, and it's awesome for gift ideas. That's for sure. So what would you say your best seller is right now?
Right now, I'm not sure. I know it kind of comes and goes. For a while, my seam rippers were hot. People were buying the seam rippers. And I know, I'd say one of them that sells quite often are my baseball pens, with the stadium blanks. So.
All right, that's great. Yeah, I'll show some video too. Okay. So you were one of the first people that signed on with us here. I mean, what made you choose to become a vendor and work with us here at Market Street Creatives?
It was kind of like the way when I first started. I kind of just jumped in, didn't think about it. Pretty much the same thing that I said looked like a good idea, but I was still a little bit hesitant. I was thinking, okay, that'd be great. I wouldn't have to go to all those shows and drag everything around, have one permanent location. And even at the shows, I had a lot of people ask me, do you have a location I can go and look at your stuff? So my initial thought was I'll get one of the small ones and try it out. But as time went and I saw everything that was going on in here and all the good stuff that was being put into this, I branched out and got a larger booth. And still kind of regret not getting an even bigger booth. But
yeah, I know, now we're completely filled up too. So how would you feel that being a vendor here, like what's your outlook on it? Like how do you feel that?
Oh, very positive. Yeah. This is an awesome space. I've sold pens at the place in Winsted, trying to, why can't I remember the name of the place in Winsted?
In Riverton?
No, Winsted, the shops in Winsted by the mural project.
Oh, Whiting Mills.
Whiting Mills, yes. Yeah. I've sold pens at Whiting Mills, and that's a great environment too. But it's not quite as inviting as Market Street is. All the vendors that are there are inside like little shops.
Yeah.
So if they're not there, you don't have a chance to see what their product is.
Right.
But here you can walk through and see everything. It's right there. I really enjoy that for myself when I come in and look around.
Now you were here, you've worked in your space before and talked to people. How do you feel that interaction is when you're here and you're physically talking to people when we're busy?
Good. I've seen all the vendors I've talked to are really friendly.
Yeah.
Very open, very helpful.
Yeah. And we're working really hard to create a pretty tight-knit community of vendors here, so that's really important to us. So, and we're super happy to have you on board. So what would you say a common question is for a customer when they're looking at your product, specifically like the pens?
A lot of times, is the ink available or replaceable? Where can I get the ink? What do I have to do to take care of it? That's pretty much it. They're really, the one thing that they do though, and I encourage, is for them to pick up the pen and feel it, because And that's actually a lot of times that's what people ask. Can I touch it? Can I try it? Can I try it out? And I encourage them to do that because for me, it's such a unique item. And if you're buying a pen for yourself, you want to feel it in the hand.
Right.
You know, you want to be able to feel comfortable. I've had people come up and try a pen and say, this is too thin.
Yep.
You know, it's not good for my hands. And then I try to carry a variety of sizes so they can find something.
Yeah, my hand's pretty big, but yet Michelle's is really small.
Right.
So yeah, I can see where there would be a difference there for sure. What would shoppers expect to find when they come here? Like what experience or what should they be looking for? I know you and I had talked about eventually maybe trying to rearrange some things based on pricing and whatnot. And I know you've made some improvements. You've got the new video monitor that people can learn more about you when they come here, which is good because I was tired of people asking me, what, you know, are these pens you get from China? And it's like, no, I know this guy and he makes really high quality stuff. So that's helped a lot. Now there's no question anymore when people come here. All right, so besides being here, how can people find you?
So I'm on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
Ratlum Mountain Woodcraft, RMWC. Should be able to find, you know, if you search for that, you should be able to find it on either of those. And there you'll find pictures from my past shows. You'll find pictures of my booth. And you can also find individual pens that I've taken pictures of and put up there.
Okay.
I'm working on making a little more organized.
Yep.
But they can find me there, and in there's the, you can reach out to me through Facebook Messenger.
Okay.
And if you see something you like, just say, hey, this is kind of like that. I've had customers pick out a picture and say, hey, I like this pen, and work with them to find out exactly which pen they're talking about, and then go from there.
Yeah, I encourage people to come in. I mean, when you're not here, we're happy to help everybody and answer whatever questions they can always call you and reach out to you based on stuff that they see here for sure. So as a maker and as an artisan, if someone was on the fence about buying something that was handmade, what would you tell them as compared to going to like a Walmart or Amazon or something like that?
The first thing I would say is support your local business. You know, that's the grassroots. You're helping somebody get through life. You're helping someone get their child through college instead of throwing it into who knows where. You know where your money's going.
Right.
It's going into somebody who's going to also use that to improve their skills, who's going to improve their business and put back into the community.
Yeah, that's why we started this place. Yeah.
Definitely. And then I would also say for handmade is that at least what I make and quite a few things that are around here is that it become a heirloom. You buy a fine fountain point pen and you take care of it and it'll last. And you can hand that down generations if you wanted to.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's very few things like that anymore. You're not going to buy something off Amazon that would be an heirloom, that's for sure.
Well, I'm sorry. One other thing is you can reach out and touch me and actually talk to me instead of trying to go through a customer service. You can, if you have an issue with the product, you can talk to me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, that's really good. That's important and I find that with a lot of people here that everybody enjoys buying something here because they're supporting somebody local. They're you know, it's unique when you come in here. They're finding things you're not going to find in any other store. It's a little overwhelming for a lot of people when they come in here because there's so much stuff. But we've been seeing a lot of people coming back, you know, 3, 4, 5 times since we opened, which has been great. So. In closing, I mean, what is something that you would like to leave this interview just telling people about, you know, why they should stop in and see your products that you make?
My products have obviously good quality, but they're great for just about any gift you want. If you're getting married and you're looking for a unique groomsman gift, I can do a bunch of pens, even engrave the wedding date or name on the pen. If somebody's graduating, pen and pencil set, make a great graduation gift. I mean, that's something that you don't see as often anymore, but it's tradition. I also have, you know, Father's Day gifts, the beer caddy. I also have keychains, which, you know, that's kind of a dying thing with all the key fobs, but I have keychains with whistles on it. So if you're walking your dog and you're a little bit worried about bears, you have a whistle to it. Or if you're walking out at night in a city or something like that, you have a whistle on it. I have a variety of products, and I think you'll find something that can either for a gift or for yourself.
Yeah, well, excellent. Well, I thank you so much for your time, and I do encourage everybody to come here to Market Street Creatives at 100 Lawton Street in Torrington, and make sure you stop by and you visit Ratlum Mountain Woodcrafts and check out all the amazing things that Michael has created here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.